Oh, how funny. I was right in the middle of talking about making mistakes. I watched Kevin Kobe's video this morning about some of the dumb things he did and mistakes he made. And here I am posting my live stream, and somehow or another, I didn't have the settings right. So I don't know. I'll jump on for a few minutes. I had to kill the other one and start over, and let's see if it's working on. Hey, Mike, how you doing? I got to tell you, what a morning! I got some new equipment that I set up, and I thought I had the live stream set up correctly, but it got posted as unlisted. And if you didn't have the specific link, you couldn't get to it. Then when I tried to make it public, I killed it. It went away. Here I am. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, I know. I What happened was I got a phone call from somebody. Where hey, you disappeared? Did you drop dead? No, I haven't done that yet. Oh my word. What a riot. Yeah, I shared at the beginning of the live stream that I bought my Mac Mini last year, and it's taken me this long to set it up, and I set it up with my a Max Brio Logitech webcam, which which I haven't set up before. So I've got a little bit of a different feel. I think the camera looks pretty good actually this way. So anyway, that's the long and the short of it. Some of you that were looking for me, uh, I was there, but I wasn't there. But that happens a lot of times. I'm there, but I'm not there. I have a bad habit of somebody's talking to me, but my brain's somewhere else. I don't know if you can relate to any of that. Anyway, so I had a couple of people in the first chat that I was able to answer some questions. One of the questions I got was right after your first video, did you share it with all of your friends and on other platforms? No, I didn't. I didn't share it with anybody but my daughter-in-law and son and my wife. Those were the only 3 people that knew about it, and I didn't share it on my I've only shared 2 of my YouTube videos on Facebook, that were related to me personally in my wedding anniversary. A lot of people would relate to that, but all the other stuff, I got 4 or 5,000 followers over there, but they're in a different sector altogether. So that's the answer to that question. I got some regular people in here. I don't feel so bad. What happened was I noticed that Debbie wasn't there, Mike wasn't there. So a couple of people that said they were going to be there and they weren't there. So I knew something was wrong. Anyway, that's the fun of doing YouTube. I was talking about a couple of books that I wanted to ask. What's your favorite books that you have found helpful for you as a YouTube creator? Um, this one I'm listening to right now, Humor Me. It's a great book. How laughing more can make you present, creative, connected, and happy. So when I saw the title of the book and read the review of it, I thought connected. Yeah, that's what we have to do on YouTube. They're mowing the lawn. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Uh, but Duffy breaks down a sense of humor in 3 ways. I got my ox and pine journal. I have a few notes in that for today. Um, he says being present, laughing at yourself, and taking social risks. Those are the 3 pillars that he builds a sense of humor on. It's pretty interesting. The being present part, I think a lot of us can learn something from that. It's the idea that I'm aware of the things around me. You know how if you visit somebody's house for the first time and you go into their bathroom, you see everything about their bathroom, but you don't see that in your bathroom, right? Because you're used to it. And so being able to have an awareness, even where you live at and where you drive at, and the things that you see, it's like having the radar up for things that are unique and are different. He also says that being able to laugh at yourself is helpful. I can laugh at myself, that's for sure. some people have developed this, and I love to watch. Kevin Colby's a good example. Scott from Escaping the Suburbs, Debbie Sue, people that just seem to have a natural sense of humor, uh, and they're able to laugh at themselves. They're able to be observed. Scott, especially observing all the present things around him. Kevin, you listen to these guys. They could talk about anything, and Scott does talk about just about anything. So when they're talking, I'll listen to whatever they're talking about because I enjoy their presence, their sense of humor, and the fact that they're willing to take risks for things. So let's see. I can read these really good, but I can't read the names as well. Hey, you inspired me 100%. I'm 80 years old, and thanks to you, posted 12 shorts. All right, almost 4,000 views. That's Martiki. I can't. When you guys sign up with emails, you need to think through your name. Because you got to live with that on chat. That's why I did Old Me Living. That's easy to see and recognize. Now, I'm not knocking anybody for your name, but boy, some of these names, I like simple Debbie Sue. She's good. Mike's retirement. These are all easy to see, easy to remember. And it's important regarding your long-term branding on your channel to have something that's easy to remember. But I appreciate the compliment. That really is cool. You see, some of these people hang out at some of the other live chats, and we all know each other. I only do one live chat a month, so I'm winging it in the woods. Greeting from Canada. I'm not retired yet. 43 years young and lots to do. I can't even remember when I was 43. Let's see. I know I was 43. I just can't remember when I was 43. Oh man, I love it. So the other book that I've been reading, I I love this. It's called A Whole New Mind. Daniel Pink, he's one of my favorite authors. A Whole New Mind. Now I have the print version of this book. I encourage you as a creator. There's a chapter in here. This is about developing a right brain mind, even if you're in the left hemisphere. And I'm not going to explain left and right brain. A lot of you already know what that is. But developing a right brain approach to life, he breaks it into 6 categories: design, story, symphony, empathy, play, and meaning. The chapter on story and the chapter on sympathy, I mean, on symphony, are well worth the purchase of this book. He says that storytelling is a key component to right brain thinking, and he develops a whole system of being able to do it. I highlighted this one quote. I really love this because people struggle. Darren Strauss, my good friend who has her storytelling channel, uh, she has such great content. And everybody's talking about storytelling these days. But here's something that summarizes it. It's really to the point. Listen to this. He quotes from E.M. Forrester's famous observation. Here it is. The queen died and the king died. That's the fact. But here's the story. The queen died and the king died of a broken heart. Think about the distinction there for a moment. The fact is, the king died and the queen died. That's the fact. Now, you could tell a story about the fact, what day it was, what time it was, how it happened. But to make it a story that has meaning, here's the story. The queen died and the king died of a broken heart. I posted a short today. By the way, can you believe I'm posting shorts again? Ugh. Some of you who watch my channel for a long time know I have not been big on shorts. I had about 20 shorts early on. I put them all in private or unlisted. But with the trend in YouTube right now seeming to maybe move in a slightly different direction, I started doing shorts again. And before you ask me how I do my shorts, I'll tell you I don't use a clipping company or software. Not that you can't use those and they can't be effective. If all you want to do is pump out a bunch of shorts, that's probably a good way to do it. But I like to have control over my content in such a way that I have master control. In other words, the software produces pretty good clips, and you can modify those and whatever. So here's what I do. I've been going back on all my long form videos, and I upload the entire long form video, the unedited version, because a lot of stuff that doesn't make the cut can make pretty good shorts along that same thing. So I upload the unedited version of my long form video into CapCut, and then I put it into immediately before I do anything, I put it into a vertical mix. Uh, Vertical what? The orientation. That's the word I want. So then it orients the entire video vertically like a short. And then I actually upload that just the way that is, because I don't want to lose that. Then I reload it up into CapCut, and then I begin the editing process. And I'll go through that whole video, and I want to pull out, my main goal is to pull out just about a minute to a minute and a half. I don't like long shorts, a minute and a minute and a half. And so sometimes I can put content from the very beginning that's also at the very back and put those together. Opus Clips, and I've tried several of these programs, don't seem to have the ability to do that kind of assembling. Official, hey, JP, I just started subscribing to this guy, and he just gave me a 4.99 super chat of some kind. Hope you're having a good day, hombre. Surf's about to be up here for the snowboarders, right? Oh man, he's got a great channel. Go click on his avatar and go look at his channel. He's sort of my if I could be 45 or 50 again, I'd like to be like this guy, living the kind of life that he has. He's a real cool dude. Okay. So back on to doing shorts. So I can take 10 seconds from the front, 10 seconds from the middle, 10 seconds from the back. The three different clipping programs that I've tried, the free versions, none of them could do that. They could take a certain section and kind of dice it up and then put captions to it, but they couldn't do that. So that's what I do. I'm only doing one or two shorts for every one of my long videos. I don't have that many of them, and I'm having fun doing that. So once I have it set up and cap it that way, I go back and I edit it, and then I add captions to it, and I add some sort of a blast banner at the very beginning, and then I save it and I upload it from my phone. Works out really good. I better check over here. I got the other chat. I had nobody in it, and I thought, "Well, I know I got more people that said they were going to come. Everybody was gone. Oh my word, how embarrassing!" But that's life in the YouTube world. I love it. If you got a question, start with a Q. It's easier for me to see that with a Q. Uh, Problem, old Mike. I listed one post 9 years ago under that long name. How can I just change it to Marty Fay Rudy? I'm not sure. Once you associate, it can be done. Once you associate an email with a channel, I believe that you can change the email that appears in the header. I'm not 100% positive of that. I will find that out and try to get an answer for it. Maybe you will get an answer for it. I know you can change the name of the channel, and I believe you can change that email, but you can't change the email that your Google account that you actually set up the channel with. That has to remain the same, but you may be able to change the email that appears at the top. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I present a problem and I don't have an answer. Maybe somebody else here does. I don't know. I highly recommend Rick Ashley, Never the Autobiography, best book. Um, I've read Rick's heartfelt honesty, brutal honesty. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for the recommendation. Let's see. I agree. Shorts are targeting a different crowd. Yeah, I still haven't figured out the. Somebody reached out to me today. I thought she was going to be here in the chat. Who had she? Man, I mean, like in 3 weeks, she's got over 150 videos, but it's a faceless automated channel, and she's got a ton of shorts, but she doesn't have a lot of views and not a whole lot of subscribers. And she said once she started doing the shorts that it seems like her views fell off. Yeah, I've heard people say that before. I don't think that's the deal. She's doing it right. She was linking her shorts to long form videos. Might be a content problem. I The competition in faceless automated channels is really extreme at the moment. So, I don't know. But I do know that shorts, I don't watch a lot of shorts. I watch more shorts on Facebook than I do on YouTube. I don't want them cluttering up my search history. But, I'm not a big shorts guy. I don't enjoy them necessarily, but they occupy now the top of your page or so if you go to your home screen on YouTube, you get some long form videos and then you get a whole bunch of short form. All of a sudden, I realized some of my best buddies and friends, YouTube creator friends, they're showing up on my home screen, but they're showing up in their shorts. I'm not seeing their long form. So all of a sudden I thought, man, I think that's a space I want to be in. Frankly, that's the only reason I'm doing the shorts is to get into that real estate on people's home screen. I don't care if they find me through search and other things, but it's obvious that the logarithm algorithm. See, I'm still working on that word. The algorithm is pushing out shorts from people to me that they think that I'll like to see. And I want my channel to be in that space. And the only way to get in that space is to create a short. So that's what I'm doing and I'm sticking to it. Oh man. Hey, I'm glad I got back on. I was almost not gonna get back on, but I decided that I will. I changed my email for my YouTube channel, but as you pointed out, you can't change the email attached to the yeah, that's correct. Okay, that's Tinker. Let's see. When you add tags to shorts before you upload, do you space the words out or no? I don't add tags to anything anymore. I just don't believe tags are useful. So other than putting old me living or something like that, I just don't tag stuff anymore. So I can't tell you. What do you hope people feel after watching your videos? Well, I that was what my short was about today. I want people to feel encouraged and inspired. The point that I made in the short that I did, which was from a long form video, that people will not remember. People will forget what you say, but they won't forget how they feel. I want people to feel good, inspired, enjoying when they see me talk and they see my face show up. I want them to feel good about that. Now, I'm not gonna be able to please everybody, and some people just won't like me. I understand that. Life is like that, right? But my desire is that I would have a connection with people, and I would build trust with people, that people would be able to be, inspired, encouraged, however it is. But I love that slogan, Debbie. We've talked about it before, I think, that, people will not Chris Dove, he's the guy that's famous for saying, "People may come to your channel." Maybe it was Elmar to Corey, I don't know who said this. "People will come to your channel for your content, but if they fall in love with you, they'll stay there." That's why I watch all of Kobe's videos and Scott's videos. I don't agree with all of them, and sometimes they're boring. But I love him and I like him and I watch their video all the way to the end. Isn't that crazy? I tell you. So when you fall in love with a channel or fall in love with a video, then I think that creator has made a connection with you, and that's the connection that I really want to do, and so that's what I hope happens with people. I hope that answered the question, Debbie. Uh, oh, this is moving too fast for me to read. A dream job. Thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that. I got so many special people in here. AJ Greens. So if I put my glasses on, I have to get closer. I got this big screen. It still doesn't. I don't know how to make the. If I had a way to make the chat bigger, I probably ought to look at it on my phone. That's what I was going to do. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that. Oh, give me a minute. Where did my phone go? Well, I guess. Oh, here we go. That's what I love about these live chats. You can just mess around with things and can't figure them all out. Wow, I don't see it even listed there. Huh, I can't look at it. Yeah, I give up. I'll have to do it this way. Let's see. Question: what advice do you have for a 43-year-old young content creator coming from a real estate media background living on 11 acres? Well, it depends on if you're going to stick with real estate or you're going to do something else. No matter whatever your background is, it has to do with what your passion is to be able to sustain you. Now, if you're doing it for your business, that's something else. You need to watch Omar to Corey and some of the Sean Connell and some of these other people that really emphasize business. Caleb Ralston, he's another one. These guys all emphasize the business side of it. So it depends on what you're going to do with your channel. If it's going to be related to real estate only, then you need to move in that direction. If it's going to be something else, then it doesn't have to be narrowly based on real estate. You talk more about everything you've learned about doing collaborations. Oh, can you talk more about what you've learned about doing collaborations? That's Moteeth. I did a Moteeth. I did a Moheat. I'll get it right. He's a great guy. I've done a couple of collaborations with him. I think I'm going to save trying to talk about collaborations here. I want to do a video about it in the future. I will say this though, I'm getting a number of requests every week now from people that want to do collaborations with me. But there's casual collaborations and strategic collaborations. Casual collaborations are people that you just invite in. You maybe mentioned them one time in the video, and you invite them in to be a collaborator. That doesn't have the as much benefit as a strategic collaboration. Both Darren Strauss and I and Moti, we both did collaborations. With Darren, I published a video where I invited her to be a collaborator because I feature her in the video. The following week, she did a video that she invited me to be a collaborator where she featured me in that video. Both of those videos did really well. I featured my friend Jim over 40 or 30, what is it? I forgot. Uh, in my video on how I make $1,000 a month. In that video, it went semi-viral. I think it's got 150,000 views now. And in the video, it's not about kettlebells, not at all. But I had followed his advice and I'd started working out with kettlebells, and he was selling a product on his channel. The video is about how to make $1,000 a month. Now, I don't sell any products, but I wanted to illustrate somebody that did. So I illustrated and provided a link to his channel where people could look at what he's doing with that product. And then I invited him to be a collaborator on that video. Now, the advantage that both he and I got with that video going viral, I believe that he's picked up 1,000 new subscribers, and I think he's sold $500-600 worth of that product. I'll find out for sure because I will include that collaboration in my explanation video on how to do collaborations the right way. So that's my quick and version of collaborations. So the chat did fill up with some great people. What advice do you have for? I already answered that. Real estate. I hope I gave you some good advice. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that kind of stuff, really. On the desktop, you should be able to pop out the chat. Use the three dots. Unbelievable. Ah, I learn something new every day. Now, did you guys disappear? Can you still? I'm assuming you can still see me, correct? Let me see if I can get out of this without blowing things up. See, that's the problem. You get in it, and then you don't know if you can get out of it. Yes, we still see and hear you. Well, that's great. I didn't know I could do this. Man, this helps a lot. Let me get back up here a little bit. Let's see. You'd think I would know what I'm doing now, but I don't. Oh, brother. Thank you very much, Paula's Picks, for the tip on making that puppy stand out. I love it. Hashtags and tags are different. Space out hashtag. That's right. I may have misunderstood that original question. I don't use hashtags at all, and I also don't use tags at all anymore. Here's a question. Catherine says, "Fabulous '60s. How do you handle mean comments? If you have had, have you had any? I'm sure I had. I mentioned it recently. Let's see. I had somebody. I won't tell you what they called me. Uh, and I can't remember what it was. But the only times that I hide or remove or block is when it's obvious that they're trying to gain attention to gain viewers. The classic, "Hi, everybody gather around this channel." Those I get rid of. The ones that are critical without bad language, I answer every one of them. There's only a couple that I've deleted. Most of the time, they never answer back, and every once in a while they do. I just take a lighthearted approach. Yeah, you're gonna get criticism and, you just you even if they're mean comments, I think it has a lot to do with your own personality, and, uh, some have thicker skins than others, but, I try to win people over, and, you may not care about that or take the time for it. You can do whatever you wanna do, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Thank you, Tinkerer. They're thanking me for my service in the Marine Corps, I appreciate that. Let's see. Wow, this is really looking good. How often do you upload shorts, and if so, how many weekly? It's only been about 6 weeks that I started doing shorts again, and normally what I have been doing is I will post a long form video, and then I will go back and create my own short from that, and then 1 to 3 days later, I post the short. Now, I've also been going back to older videos and making shorts from those, and, but I'm not gonna be posting a bunch, maybe 1 I post on average 1 video a week. I post 1 live stream a month, and then I'm posting 1 short a week, and I'm gonna fill in by going backwards and, doing shorts on some of my other videos. You can resize the window so you can let's see, how would I resize? Oh, I see, I still got the thing up here. Forgot about that one. No, that one doesn't work. Well, I will play around with this as I go forward. I don't wanna blow myself out of here, so I'm gonna stay here for a moment. Let's see if I got anything else because 'cause I'm getting tired. I was only good till 11, and I've only been on for a half an hour. I don't know if I'm gonna let this video go live without editing the daylights out of it. Hi, Grandpa Mike, just Wendy, an Air Force brat. Way to go, Wendy. Let me tell you, the Air Force saved my butt in Vietnam more than once. Well, let me look at my list for a moment before I depart. Maybe a couple of other things I wanted to say and make sure they got put in here today. Let me look. Let me see. I got to get to the right page. Yeah, I covered shorts already. Talked about books. I hope you saw my video where I talked about watching a TED Talk a day. I think it's so important to stay fresh on hooks. One of the ways that I've discovered that I stay fresh on hooks, I watch one TED Talk every day, pretty much every day. I seldom watch them all the way through, and I really don't even watch them necessarily for their content. I'm watching for their structure, their presentation style, how they hook an audience, how long they take to get into their topic, and how do they do it, their transition between points. Those are all critical components that translate into YouTube creation. And that is so much, that is so very important. I think, the opening 30 seconds, besides your thumbnail and your title, that first 30 seconds is so critical, and you're losing people right away. And I've noticed that some of the best opening lines of TED Talk, I'm amazed. I ought to ask AI to give me a summary, but so many TED Talks start with the concept of imagine. As a matter of fact, a lot of people say, imagine, and they paint a picture. Well, what's the advantage to that? Wow, the advantage is that immediately your imagination, you have been engaged with the viewer. Ah, I figured it out. So you're automatically engaged with the viewer, and I think that is so important. I get my face back on so I can see what I'm doing. Being engaged with the viewer, uh, and getting them to be engaged with you. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So when you use the word imagine, or think about this, any kind of introduction that draws the hearer or the viewer into the conversation, and their brain starts to imagine along with you. I was going to start a video. I may still use it. I don't know. I was going to shoot it this week, and then I got sidetracked. I wasn't comfortable with it, but it's the idea. Imagine being 80 years old and you're not retired yet. So there's a lot of us that are in my age group in the fourth quarter of their life, and they're still working full time. Some research says as much as 20% of Americans that are still working after retirement age are doing it because they have to, not because they want to. They can't make it for whatever reason. So anyway, I'm still gonna be I'll get around to that video eventually, I think. Let's see. Hey, thanks, AJ, for the $5. I appreciate that. Keep up the great work of your channel. I pray for God to continually prosper you in what you do. That is so cool. I love that. Whether you know it or not, I ought to show you guys my prayer journal sometime. But I mentioned my obviously, I'm not going to write down 40,000 subscribers, but I pray for my YouTube channel subscribers. I don't pray for my channel. I don't pray for me, but I pray. I pray for my family. I pray for my church family, and I pray for my YouTube family every single day. I wake up at 5, take care of my wife, and then I spend an hour and a half in my devotions, reading the Bible, listening to a TED Talk, writing in my prayer journal, and I'm praying. Sometimes I do pray for you. I pray for Diane every day. She'll know who she is. And there are so many people that I pray for based on different things that you've shared with me, and I know about you. But I do pray for my YouTube audience, and so AJ, I appreciate that very much. Rounding third base and hitting home. Yeah, that's listen, man. I don't know if I'm gonna make it home base. My brother is 79, still practicing law. Wow, that's really cool, Catherine. My word. Yeah, yeah. I say I use the fourth quarter, but in baseball, I guess it's home plate, third base. I got to play around with that. Thank you, Catherine. I'm always looking for ways to illustrate things that make sense. Larry says, I was a grunt, walked point for 10 months. Oh, my word. Uh, yeah, I can't tell you too much about what I did in the Marine Corps. Uh, I mean, I could, but I just won't. I was stationed aboard the USS Yorktown. I was involved with an intelligence unit. I My MOS was a machine gunner. You get out of the Marine Corps, you've got a lot of job opportunities as a machine gunner, right? Look for the closest mob. How funny! Oh my word! But the Marine Corps was good for me. It helped me to grow up. I spent a lot of time in country, and it was a challenge to say the least. Hey, cash budget retire. You're such a wonderful lady. I love your channel. I love you. You have such if you haven't checked out her channel, you go do it. She's just an absolute delight, and she is if you want to get your life budgeted and save money, I mean, that's a channel to go to. And besides that, she got a sense of humor that's wicked. I'll put her in that sense of humor category. Uh, so I've enjoyed this, but I'm things take care of my wife, eat my lunch. Uh, I don't think I'll publish another video until next Saturday. So I need some time off. I need to work on, I got to work on me as much as I have a desire to work on others. But I appreciate every one of you, appreciate my subscribers. I love getting on other live streams and hanging out there with some of you also. There's quite a beautiful community of people that are tied together on YouTube. It's an exciting time to be there. Anyway, I love you all. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for putting up with a rather erratic day on YouTube for me. Okay. Talk to you soon.